On July 26th at 2:22 p.m., Archangel Michael detected a witch placing a curse over your name while laughing. She's certain you'll scroll past this message. But heaven's protection only activates if you watch. You were not supposed to see this message. That's what you thought. That's what you planned. At exactly 2:22 p.m. on July 26th, while you were going about your day, a dark ritual began. It was not far from your spirit. It had your name in it. It had your image. A woman laughed while doing it, confident that heaven wouldn't respond, confident that you wouldn't notice. But Archangel Michael did, and so did the heavens. This laugh was not just sound, it was a weapon. The enemy was sure you'd scroll away. She thought your distractions would blind you, that your spiritual sight was too dull to notice the shift. But this message is proof that your spirit is alive, that your angels are active, that Michael, the warrior of God, moved on your behalf the moment your name was released into darkness. He set her lips, and he marked the hour, 2:22 p.m. Many think curses only come in fire, pain, or physical harm. But some arrive in whispers, in secret shadows, in quiet ceremonies where names are written, torn, and burned, in rooms where candles are lit and your future is mocked. This was one of those moments. But what she didn't know was that your name is sealed in heaven. God has your name written in glory, not ashes. This was not just a spiritual attack. It was a spiritual invitation for you to rise. You felt things shifting lately, haven't you? Strange heaviness, unexplained sadness, delays that made no sense, conflict where there should be peace. That wasn't coincidence. That was far from what was sent on at July afternoon. The curse began to move, but Archangel Michael intercepted the fullness of it. He did not stop it entirely because there's something God needs you to activate. Heaven's help is waiting on your agreement. God won't force his protection where faith is absent. He won't break in where you refuse to open. This message is not just a warning. It is a door, a divine appointment, a rescue in motion. And if you're still reading, it means your spirit is ready. That's why the enemy wanted you to scroll. That's why she laughed. But now, the laugh is echoing in reverse. Because the one who thought she was in control just triggered a divine chain reaction she cannot stop. Everything you're about to see in this message is heaven's response to that curse. You must follow every part. You must stay alert. This is not entertainment. This is escape. Prophetic clarity will come to you. Signs, dreams, names, and instructions. And above all, angelic protection will seal what was opened. Because what started as a curse will end in your covering. Type I am rising to get the blessing 4896. You didn't imagine the weight pressing on your chest. You didn't make up the strange tension that rose out of nowhere. That sudden anxiety, the fog in your thoughts, the tiredness that sleep could not fix. All of it started not from within you, but from outside. From a curse that was spoken while your name was in her mouth. The witch smiled as she spoke it, believing that your spirit would have no shield. But the moment she whispered your name, a crack opened in the spirit realm, and Archangel Michael stepped in with fire at his eyes. He thought no one was watching, but heaven was. Michael didn't just hear her words, he traced the vibration of her voice, the shadows of her intention, and the roots of the curse. This wasn't the first time she spoke against you, but this time she dared to add ritual to it. A candle was lit. An image was burned. Your name was folded inside black cloth and tied with string. But the moment she sealed it, a holy sword was drawn. Heaven recorded it. You were defended in secret. I'm anointed to get blessing 4899. Have you wondered why relationships have shifted so strangely? Why people who once walked close with you suddenly pulled back? It wasn't always their choice. Spirits of confusion were sent ahead of the curse to weaken your bonds, to isolate you before the deeper part of the ritual was done. The curse needed you to feel alone. That's how it gets into your emotions. That's how it sinks into your decisions. But even if you didn't know what was happening, your soul cried out, and heaven answered. Michael didn't come alone. He summoned watchers, angels who record every evil word spoken against God's chosen. They stood at the corners of your dwelling, listening to the tension, the arguments, the unexplained heaviness. They reported everything. And then they began shifting atmospheres around you, trying to block the spiritual poison from taking root. But there is one thing they cannot do without your permission. They cannot override your agreement. You must break what she started. You must say no in the spirit. I am protected to get blessing 5061. The woman who cursed you believes in patterns. She works with cycles, times when you are weakest, times when your heart is tired, and your discernment is low. She didn't pick July 26th by accident. The time, 2:22 p.m., was chosen by darkness because it falls between spiritual hours, between the hour of focus and the hour of fatigue. She planned it for when your defenses were down. But what she didn't plan was divine interruption. That's why you're reading this now. You were not late. You were right on time. There is something important you need to know. This curse cannot last. Not if you rise up. You don't have to fight with fear. This is not about shouting or attacking her. God is not calling you to revenge. He is calling you to authority. You are not a victim. You are a vessel of light. And the moment you agree with God's protection, the chain of her dark ritual begins to unravel. Every knot untied, every word reversed, every mocking laugh silenced by the roar of angels. I cancel the curse to get blessing 5178. The reason this message is reaching you now is because a window has opened. It will not stay open forever. When Michael drew his sword, he didn't just stop an attack, he started a countdown. There is a moment where divine protection is most powerful. That moment is now. If you delay, the remaining pieces of her work may take hold. But if you speak now, if you move in agreement now, then heaven will move with you. Doors will close. Shadows will scatter. You will feel the shift. That shift will begin in your emotions. Peace will return where there was panic. You'll sleep deeper. You'll notice a glow in the air around you. People will begin to speak to you differently. Opportunities that were blocked will unlock. Because this was never about just stopping the curse. It was about restoring what it stole. And heaven never just protects, heaven repays. I am rising again to get blessing 5333. She used laughter to mask her evil. In the world, she looked sweet, harmless, maybe even spiritual. But behind closed doors, she practices what God hates: manipulation, control, and rituals that call on darkness. Her smile is a cover. Her kindness is a trap. And her words, even when silent, carry poison when she speaks your name. She has done this before, to others. Some didn't realize it until it was too late. Some still walk with her. But you are different. Because you are marked for light. The angels around you saw it. They noticed how you questioned your worth. How you started blaming yourself for things falling apart. That wasn't your voice, it was the echo of her spell. A voice crafted in secret, laced with spiritual confusion. She used it to convince your soul that you were the problem, that you were broken, that you were abandoned. But in truth, she was feeding you a lie that heaven never spoke. And Michael has come to tear that lie down. Type I am covered to get blessing 4698. There are certain people the enemy fears more than others. Not because they are loud, but because they carry light. Silent warriors, gentle spirits with powerful assignments. You are one of them. That's why she attacked. She saw something in you that threatened her. She knew that if your light grew, her darkness would be exposed. So she sent confusion to cover your clarity. She sent words to cloud your mirror. But heaven never stopped watching, and the mirror is being cleaned. You may be wondering why God allowed it. Why didn't He stop her before she even started? The truth is, some attacks are allowed so that strength can be revealed, so that lies can be broken, not just for you, but for others you will help later. This curse wasn't about just taking you down. It was about trying to prevent your rise. But what she didn't know is this: the more she laughed, the more God listened. The louder her rituals became, the stronger your angels stood. Type I walk in light to get blessing 4821. You're not alone in this fight. You never were. You felt alone because the attack was designed that way. Isolation is one of the enemy's favorite tools. But even in that dark moment, someone was whispering to heaven on your behalf. Someone prayed for you. Someone cried out for your protection. It may have been a grandmother, a friend, a stranger, or even your future self. But their words activated angels, and those angels have been standing at your side ever since. Michael does not fight small battles. When he draws his sword, it means heaven takes the attack personally. Your name is not just a name, it's a purpose. And when that purpose is threatened, Michael moves. His presence alone is a rebuke to every spell spoken. His fire burns through the veil of ritual. And the moment you agree with heaven, that fire spreads to every dark thread tied around your name, and breaks. It burns. It ends. Type I choose God's fire to get blessing 4980. You may feel tired right now, drained. That's normal after spiritual conflict. But strength is coming. You'll feel it return in waves. First in your mind, then in your body. You'll breathe easier. You'll think clearer. You will smile without faking it. Because when heaven restores, it doesn't patch holes, it rebuilds foundations. What was stolen is returning sevenfold. And the very area she attacked will become the very place of your testimony. Your name is holy. Not because you're perfect, but because God marked you. No curse can change what heaven has sealed. But you must believe it. You must declare it. This isn't just about breaking what she did. It's about rising into who you truly are. And that rising begins the moment you speak with heaven. Your words are more powerful than hers. Your agreement with God is louder than her laughter. Say it now. Say it loud in your soul. I am not cursed. I am called. Type I am called by God to get blessing 5097. If this message is piercing your spirit, then you know this isn't just a video. It's a rescue. When you sow into this message through a super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the video description, you're not helping us, you're helping God reach the next soul under attack. You're placing oil in the lamps of others who don't even know they are walking through dark fire. As the Lord says in Isaiah 58:8, your light shall break forth like the dawn, and through your gift, that light spreads. I believe someone watching right now was stirred to act. That was no accident. It's your spirit responding to divine urgency. Just like Michael moved when your name was cursed, your action now becomes a holy answer for someone else. And to every giver, I declare, may your seed speak louder than any curse ever spoken against you. Your giving is prophetic. Your reward is already in motion. Release it now. Don't wait. He didn't just curse your name. She targeted your future. The words spoken in her secret place weren't just about stopping you today. They were sent to delay your tomorrow. That's why plans started falling apart. That's why doors closed right when they were supposed to open. She wanted you to think it was your fault, that maybe God changed his mind. But the truth is clearer now. Those delays were spiritual traps, designed to weaken your faith, designed to make you walk away from your calling before it fully arrived. The enemy always attacks destiny at the edge of breakthrough, and July 26 was that edge. Your spirit had reached a place of readiness. Heaven was preparing a shift, but in the dark realm she caught wind of it. That's why she laughed as you spoke. She thought she could stop the river before it flowed. But what she didn't see was the dam that Michael was building behind her back. While she was weaving cords, God was weaving protection. While she burned your name, heaven sealed it again. Type I break every delay to get blessing 7,990. You have likely felt the pressure build, one thing after another. Finances shaking, relationships tense, energy low. That's not bad luck. It's resistance from up ascent. But even in the storm, you're still here. Even with the pressure, you've endured. That's because your spirit is stronger than the curse. Even when you didn't feel brave, you were protected. Even when you were tired, you didn't quit. And now, every moment of pressure is becoming proof of your power. God is not surprised by what happened. He didn't look away. He watched her do it. Not because he agreed with it, but because he had a plan bigger than her laughter. Sometimes, he allows the enemy to act so his justice can speak louder. And now it's speaking. You're not cursed, you're chosen. You're not forgotten. You're focused. And heaven is about to make her regret the moment she spoke your name in mockery. Type I am chosen, not cursed to get blessing 8,112. Let's be clear. This is not just about her. It's about what darkness tried to do through her. She was the mouth, but not the master. There are spirits that operate behind people like her. Spirits that hate the light, that tremble at the name of Jesus, that scream when angels approach. That's what she called on. But those spirits are now confused. Because you didn't scroll. You didn't ignore. You answered. And when a chosen soul answers the alarm, heaven responds with fire. Michael has now encircled your house, your room, your workplace. You may feel a new kind of warmth soon. You may notice the air shift. Peace will walk in slowly and begin driving out what has lingered too long. Because this is not just a warning, it's a cleansing, a reversal of atmosphere, a fire of God that comes not with noise, but with clarity. When God sends his angels, they don't just fight, they restore. Type my atmosphere is changing to get blessing 8,266. Your assignment is not over. In fact, this battle proves that your calling is greater than you thought. You were not attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because your light disturbed the enemy. This was a setup to silence you. but it's becoming the stage that reveals you. This is the moment your story turns. From victim to victor. From hurt to healed. From watcher to warrior. The same mouth that tried to curse you will one day see the blessing rise from your life. And she won't be able to stop it. You must believe that what was done in secret will be defeated in public. You must walk boldly, even if your knees still shake. God is not asking for perfection. He's asking for agreement. Agreement with His truth. Agreement with His angels. Agreement with your identity. This is your time to step forward, not shrink back. The curse is breaking. The fire is falling. The light is rising. And heaven is speaking your name not in laughter, but in honor. Type I rise in victory to get blessing 8420. The witch who laughed thought the sound of her voice was louder than your prayers. She thought your silence meant defeat. But what she didn't know is that God hears even the groan of your spirit. He heard the prayers you couldn't put into words. He felt the pain you didn't speak. You relied on noise. You relied on faith. And heaven always responds to faith. That's why Archangel Michael came. That's why this message found you. It's not late. It's right on time. Every move she made was carefully planned. She wanted to make you tired, weary, doubtful. She knew if she could break your energy, she could block your voice. Because your voice is powerful. Your agreement with heaven shakes the earth. So she spoke curses hoping to distract you. She tried to stir emotions so strong, they'd blind you from the truth. But even with all her efforts, she failed. Because you are still here. And your soul is waking up stronger than ever. Type I'm still standing to get blessings 7920. There's a reason you couldn't sleep some nights. A reason your chest felt heavy. A reason your spirit felt unsettled. That was the spiritual pressure trying to press in. She used objects in her ritual, things that connected to your energy. A picture, a name written in black ink, even something once gifted. But God allowed her actions to expose the weak places in your life so He could strengthen them. What the enemy meant to exploit, heaven is now reinforcing. Every time you felt like giving up, heaven whispered, "Hold on." Every tear you cried became fuel in the spirit. Every time you chose kindness over revenge, you built protection. What she tried to do was steal your peace. But what she created instead was a deeper place for God's presence. Peace is returning now. Not just peace of mind, but peace in your home, in your body, in your finances, in your soul. Type I choose peace to get blessing 8133. Understand this. Some people around you have been acting strange because the spirit she sent affected them too. Spirits of confusion, jealousy, and division were released. But God is revealing the truth. You'll start to see clearly. You'll know who is for you and who is not. You won't have to guess anymore. Discernment will rise in you like the sun after a storm. You'll recognize the masks. You'll feel truth even in silence. And you'll know what to do. There are things you must now remove. Items, memories, digital connections, even certain conversations. These are open doors the enemy used. But when you shut those doors, the access ends. God is calling you to cleanse your space, to anoint your hands, to speak life over your name again. You don't have to fear any backlash. Michael is guarding every step. You are not doing this alone. You are being led by heaven's fire. Type I shut every door to get blessing 8279. God is going to do something unusual for you. A public reversal. The same place where shame tried to find you, honor will rise. You'll see favor in places that once felt dry. People who once doubted you will watch God lift you. Not for pride, love for proof. So that no one can say darkness had the last word. This is your story now. One of survival, then surrender. One of attack, then angelic assistance. One of pain, then promotion. Let this moment remind you, the curses sent against you are powerless when heaven speaks. And heaven is speaking now. Through every word of this message, your spirit is being rebuilt. Through every prayer you whisper, your future is being restored. Through every decision you make to trust God, your curse is breaking further. You are walking through fire, but you're not getting burned. You are being refined. Type I am refined by fire to get blessing 8411. The enemy used her as a tool, but her hands are now tied. She worked the ritual with confidence, thinking no one would stop her. She thought the darkness was deep enough to hide her actions. But she forgot. Light always exposes what tries to hide. And heaven sees all. God allowed her to speak your name because he was ready to show his power. She threw her words like arrows, but they have turned back on her now. Because you are not unprotected. You are not uncovered. You are surrounded. Do you feel it? The shift has already begun. Even now, as you read, a change is stirring in the air around you. You may feel warmth, pressure in your chest, or even peace falling on your skin like rain. That is not your imagination. That is the Spirit of God confirming his word. The curse is not your end. It's your evidence that you are chosen, that you are rising, that you matter more than the enemy wanted you to know. Type I'm surrounded by heaven to get blessing 7930. There were moments when your thoughts became dark, when hopelessness crept in. It was her assignment working. Her curse wasn't just physical, it was emotional. He whispered lies into your spirit. Lies like you're not enough, you'll never get out, you're forgotten. But every one of those lies is breaking now. Every voice she sent is being silenced. Because the voice of the Lord is louder. His truth is breaking through like light in a locked room. This curse was sent to cloud your mind, to make you stop praying, to make you feel distant from God. But that curse has now done the opposite. It has pulled you closer. Your spirit is awake. Your hunger for good is growing again. What the enemy meant for harm, God is flipping into fuel. You are not going backward. You are accelerating forward. You are not losing. You are learning how to war with wisdom. Type I silence every light to get blessing 8066. You are stepping into something greater than before. God is preparing a divine shift. What she tried to block is being unblocked. What she tied up is being loosed. And you won't have to fight the way you thought. Your agreement is your sword. Your worship is your weapon. Your stillness is your strength. You are not helpless. You are hidden in God's power. And that power is now rising to speak for you. Archangel Michael doesn't just defend. He destroys what was built against you. Every spiritual wall she built around your life, walls of delay, fear, and sickness, are now falling. The fire is moving. It is not wild, it is precise. It knows her words. It knows your name. And it knows what to do. Heaven's fire is a holy fire. It burns what is not of God and leaves what is holy. And what is holy in you will remain. Type God's fire fights for me to get blessing 8194. Don't let guilt stop you from receiving this. Even if you feel you've made mistakes, even if you've doubted, even if you've walked away for a season, this message is still for you. God is not angry with you. He is drawing you closer. This is not punishment. It's purification. And you are being made strong, not shamed. The witch may have laughed, but she did not win. And now, your restoration has already begun. Let your heart open again. Let your faith rise again. You've been through a storm, but now comes the calm. You've been in the fire, but now comes the gold. God is restoring your identity. He's putting your name back in light. The same name she tried to mock, He is honoring. And this is only the beginning of what He's about to do. Type God is restoring my name to get blessing 8322. He didn't expect you to wake up. Not spiritually. Not emotionally. Not like this. She wanted you to stay trapped in confusion, wrapped in shadows, and stuck in delay. That with the point of her laughter, she thought you'd give up before you reached this moment. She didn't know that God was already preparing your comeback before she even whispered your name. She didn't see the fire forming above your life. But heaven did. And heaven waited for the exact moment to speak. That moment is now. The curse was planted quietly. It didn't show up as a storm. It came as small things, misunderstandings, tension, tiredness. It crept into your sleep and drained your motivation. It made you question yourself. That was her plan. Weaken you slowly so you wouldn't see the trap. But what she didn't know is that you're a seed. Pressure only makes you grow deeper roots. And now that seed is breaking the surface, you're about to bloom where she tried to bury you. Type the curse is broken to get blessing 5283. Your strength was never lost. It was hidden beneath the lies she sent. The doubt, a fear, a strange fog that made you feel lost. But all of it is lifting now. God has spoken. He is sweeping through your spirit like a wind through dry leaves. He is brushing off the dust of false identity. You will remember who you are. You are not what the curse tried to make you believe. You are called. You are chosen. You are rising. When heaven responds, it doesn't just break the enemy's plan. It builds something better in its place. You are about to see what the enemy tried to block. A door that hasn't opened in years will creak slowly and swing wide. A message you've been waiting for will finally arrive. A connection that felt lost will be restored. Because God isn't just fixing things. He's fulfilling promises. The curse delayed it, but it cannot deny it any longer. Type I walk in holy power to get blessing 5419. Michael's sword didn't just block her curse, it cut through old cycles. Cycles of failure. Cycles of rejection. Cycles of betrayal. You've been here before, haven't you? Just when something good begins, it collapses. That wasn't you. That was spiritual interference. But now, the cycle is breaking. You'll notice patterns stop repeating. Your feet won't walk back into old traps. Your time won't be stolen anymore. This isn't just recovery, it's release. And with release comes revelation. God will begin to show you things, truths about people, places, and even past choices. Don't be afraid. It's not to shame you. It's to sharpen you. What you see in this next season will protect you. You'll notice things others miss. You'll hear the tone behind the words. You'll feel the shift in the air before trouble comes. That's discernment rising. It's heaven's way of arming your future. Type my new path is revealed to get blessing 5590. You are entering a phase where peace becomes your weapon. No more panic. No more racing thoughts. When the curse was active, confusion followed you. But now that it's broken, peace will chase you instead. You'll be sitting still and suddenly feel joy for no reason. You'll hear a psalm and start crying without knowing why. That's your soul recognizing healing. Let it come. Don't resist it. The tears are holy. The peace is proof. Now you must protect what God is giving. Don't go back to the same people who fed the open doors. Don't speak life over old pain. Don't rehearse what she said or did. That part of your story is over. Speak new words now. Speak like someone who's been rescued. Speak like someone who knows the truth. Because the enemy fears your voice. And the moment you open your mouth in agreement with God, the final chain breaks. Type I accept my restoration to get blessing 5707. What she sent against you was serious. She wasn't playing with words. She wasn't just thinking negative thoughts. She used dark tools. She made an altar. He called out to spirits. She offered things in exchange for your peace. That's how deep the jealousy ran. She wanted your joy. She wanted your favor. She wanted your voice to be silenced. But the moment she did that, she crossed a line. She moved from bitterness to witchcraft. And that's where heaven stepped in. There are certain rules in the spirit realm. God gives everyone free will. But when someone uses their will to try to control another person through rituals and curses, they enter a place of judgment. Michael was not just watching. He was recording. Every word she spoke, every object that she used, every spirit she called on. It was all seen. And now, the same realm she tried to manipulate is turning on her. Because heaven always defends the innocent. Type I am defended by heaven to get blessing 5305. You may not know her personally. Or maybe you do. Maybe she pretended to be your friend. Maybe she acted like she cared. That's what makes this harder. The betrayal feels deeper when it comes with a smile. But God doesn't need you to get revenge. He's already answering. The pain she caused is now returning to her. Not because you asked for it, but because spiritual law requires balance. What she sent is coming back empty, with fire on its trail. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel confused. You may even feel sad for her. That's part of your heart. You have compassion. But don't let that compassion pull you back into old places. You can forgive and still protect yourself. You can release the pain and still walk away. God is not calling you to fix her. He's calling you to focus on your healing. The more you rise, the more her words lose power. Type I choose healing to get blessing 5472. Your healing is starting in layers. First, in your emotions. Then, in your energy. Then, in your plans. You'll feel ideas return. Confidence will slowly rebuild. People will begin to comment that your glow is back. And it will be real. Because what once clouded your spirit is gone. That's what happens when curses are broken. Things don't just stop going wrong. Things start going right again. Patterns shift. Blessings flow. Doors open. Your light returns. But don't be surprised if she tries again. Some spirits are stubborn. They don't give up easily. But you don't have to be afraid. Because now you are alert. Now you know how to guard your name. And now you know what to pray. And more than anything, you know you're not alone. Michael never leaves halfway. The angels assigned to you are staying. And every time the enemy whispers again, your spirit will rise with greater fire. Type my angels remain to get blessing 5620. This next season will require something new from you. Boldness. Not loudness, but boldness. A quiet strength that refuses to bow. You will walk into places with peace on your shoulders. You'll speak fewer words, but they'll carry power. People who once ignored you will begin to notice. Not because you've changed everything, but because your spirit has been freed. That freedom is not loud. It's bright. And darkness cannot ignore light. You are not just being freed for yourself. Others will be touched by your deliverance. Your healing will overflow. People around you will feel safer. They'll sleep better. They'll ask you how you stayed strong. And when they do, you'll tell them the truth, that God defended you when no one else saw the battle. That the curse was real, but God's fire was stronger. That Michael drew his sword and did not miss. You'll tell them the power of divine protection. Type I rise to carry the light to get blessing 5778. The curse may have touched your name, but it did not change your identity. Your name in heaven is still pure. Your calling is still alive. Your value has not decreased. That's what the enemy wanted you to forget. She wanted her ritual to make you feel like nothing. She tried to cover your light with lies. But truth is stronger than spells, and your light is rising again. You are not who she said you were. You are who God says you are. When curses are released, they often carry a voice, a whisper that repeats itself in your thoughts. It says things like, "You'll never make it," or "Everyone is against you." But those are not your thoughts. They are echoes of the curse. And now, those voices are being silenced. Your mind is coming back into order. Your soul is hearing peace again. Your inner world is healing. Because what was sent against you is no longer allowed to speak. Type my mind is healed to get blessing 4490. The next few days will feel different. Don't be surprised if you feel lighter. If you laugh more. If you feel like dancing when no one's watching. That's joy returning. That's the fruit of spiritual breakthrough. The spirit of heaviness is lifting. That cloud you couldn't explain is disappearing. And what's replacing it is joy, not just a feeling, but a deep knowing that you are safe, chosen, and guided by God. God is not just removing pain. He's giving beauty. Beauty for ashes. Strength for weakness. Clarity for confusion. Where the curse tried to break you, God is now building something holy. Your name is being honored in the Spirit. Angels are speaking it with reverence. And the same moment she used to curse you, July 26th at 2:22 p.m., is now being marked by heaven as your divine reversal. The curse's timestamp has been overwritten with victory. Type "This is my reversal hour" to get blessing 4633. Your name will now carry new favor. People will begin to bless you without knowing why. Helpers will show up. Ideas will unlock. Things that were once difficult will become easy. It's not magic, it's divine alignment. The atmosphere around you has shifted. You're not carrying the same weight. The resistance is gone. And what used to block you can no longer stand in your way. This is your open season. But stay guarded. Stay prayerful. You are not being called to relax. You are being called to rise. Don't return to old circles. Don't share your new peace with those who once celebrated your pain. Let your silence speak. Let your progress testify. God will show you who's safe and who's still watching with wrong intentions. He's giving you discernment that goes deeper than words. Type "I rise with wisdom" to get blessing 4744. Some of the people who joined with her spiritually may not even know what they were part of. That's how sneaky darkness can be. It uses jealousy, gossip, and bitterness to open doors. But you are no longer available to be anyone's target. You are covered now. Not just for today, but going forward. Your name has been wrapped in light. Your voice is shielded. Your gifts are guided. You are untouchable unless heaven allows. This is why your journey had to be tested, so your protection could become permanent. Now you're stronger. Now you're wise. Now you know how to pray. Now you know how to fight in the spirit. What once scared you now teaches you. What once confused you now becomes your clarity. This is your rising moment. Your name is glowing in heaven, and the fire of God is still surrounding you. Type "My name is sealed in light" to get blessing 4855. Beloved, if this word is igniting something in your spirit, it's because heaven has called you not just to survive, but to help set others free. Every seed you sow into this message, through Super Thanks, YouTube membership, or the PayPal link in the description, is like lighting a candle in someone else's dark night. God's word says in Luke 6:38, "Give, and it will be given to you." And today, that promise is alive over your generosity. You've just walked through fire and seen heaven respond. Now help us carry that same flame to someone still under attack. Your giving isn't a donation. It's a divine weapon. It breaks barriers. It builds altars. It blesses in secret places. And I speak now, may every supporter be covered with glory that cannot be cursed, and overflow that cannot be stopped. Step forward boldly. Let your gift carry fire. This battle was not just about now. It was also about your future. The curse was meant to block the path ahead, to slow down the promises that God already spoke over your life. That's why things didn't move forward. That's why you kept circling the same struggles. The curse wanted to stop what you were born to do. But heaven has stepped in. The roadblock is removed. The path is clearing. What was stolen is coming back. What was held back is being released. You are stepping into a divine restart. Not a repeat, but a reset. This is a fresh page, a holy correction. And God is going to make the next part of your life easier than the last. The pain of the last season was not wasted. It was planting strength, wisdom, and spiritual vision inside you. You don't walk the same anymore. You've been through fire and came out glowing. A curse didn't kill your calling. It revealed it. Type "My reset" has begun to get blessing 7841. Some people saw what you were going through, but they didn't understand it. They thought you were just tired or lazy. They thought your delays were your own fault. But they didn't see the spiritual warfare behind your silence. They didn't feel the pressure that came after the curse. That's okay. They weren't supposed to see it, because your story isn't for their approval. It's for God's glory. And now, the proof of your protection will be undeniable. Get ready to see things move fast. What was stuck will suddenly move. What was uglier will become simple. People who once ignored you will begin to reach out. Opportunities will return, and you won't have to chase them. They'll come to you. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. The curse is no longer blocking your flow, and now the blessings are catching up to you. They've been waiting. Now they're being released. Type "My blessings are released" to get blessing 7977. Don't let fear make you hesitate. Yes, you may try again. The enemy may try to whisper one more lie, but this time you will be ready. Your spirit is alert now. Your angels are active. You've passed the test, and the fire that once scared you now surrounds you as protection. You're not weak anymore. You are covered. You are stronger. And you are stepping into a version of yourself the enemy hoped would never rise. This version of you is healed, confident, focused. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. Your peace will speak for you. Your progress will silence every lie. God is now showing the world that His hand has been on you the whole time. You'll hear people say, "There's something different about you." That's the light they once tried to dim, but couldn't. I carry new light to get blessing 8098. There's something else important you must do now. Thank God. Not just with words, but with your actions. With how you live. With how you love. With how you forgive. Your testimony is not just survival. It's revival. You've been given another chance to rise. So take it. Run with it. Build something beautiful from the ashes. Let your worship be louder than the curse ever was. Let your peace be stronger than her laughter. This is your reward season. The fight is shifting. You are no longer under attack. You are walking in answered prayer. Let the past go. Bless it, release it, and rise from it. Because what's coming is too beautiful to carry the old weight. God has honored your patience. Heaven has defended your name. And now the story changes. I walk in answered prayer to get blessing 8220. Your voice has power again. Your prayers are landing with strength. Your presence is shaking atmospheres. That's what the curse tried to stop. It wasn't just your joy, it was your authority. But now that the curse is broken, something new is rising. A holy confidence. A divine knowing. You don't need to force anything. You simply need to walk in who you are. And when you do, heaven moves with you. Darkness flees without a word. The enemy used her to break your rhythm, to drain your energy and delay your timing. But heaven has adjusted the clock. What you thought was lost time is being redeemed. You look back and see that nothing was wasted. Even your slow seasons were part of the preparation. Even your silent moments were holy. God has been watching everything. He's turning it into a testimony. My time is redeemed to get blessing 9852. Sometimes, the greatest attacks come before the greatest shifts. That's why this curse hit you so hard. It was meant to distract you from what was about to be released. But now that you've survived the curse, the shift is unavoidable. You'll feel things fall into place. Your steps will feel guided. Your hands will create with ease. And your heart will stop questioning. Because the battle is over, and the building has begun. You are now stepping into divine movement. This movement will not feel forced. It will feel like wind, like grace. You'll speak and people will listen. You'll show up and favor will follow. This is not pride, it's prophecy. You were meant to carry this anointing. A curse didn't destroy your oil. It revealed how much oil was on your life. And now, that oil is flowing again. My oil flows freely to get blessing 9924. You must now protect what is holy in you. Not everything can go with you into this next season. Not everyone can stay close. Some people were only there to push you to this point. And now, God is removing the extras. Don't chase what God is cutting. Don't hold what heaven is healing. Your focus must become sharp. Your atmosphere must be clean. Because what's coming needs your full attention. Be still sometimes. Let God speak again. He's not just giving direction. He's giving confirmation. He's going to speak through dreams. through numbers, through feelings you can't explain. Don't rush. Don't doubt. Just receive. What she tried to bury with curses is being watered with wisdom. What she laughed at is being crowned with glory. Type I protect my peace to get blessing 9677. You'll notice that your emotions feel lighter, that your body holds less stress, that your heart beats softer. These are signs of healing, signs that your spirit has come through the fire. You are not broken. You are brighter. You are not behind. You are right on time. The woman who used darkness underestimated what light can do. And now, her actions have only lifted you higher. You are now a testimony of what happens when someone refuses to give up. You are what breakthrough looks like. You are proof that even in secret battles, God still defends. That even when no one else sees it, angels are fighting. And that when curses come, they don't decide your future. Heaven does. And heaven has spoken a new future over you. Type heaven writes my future to get blessing 9744. There's a reason the enemy worked so hard to stop you. It wasn't just about your peace, it was about your influence. The curse he sent was aimed not only at your mind, but at your purpose. The goal was to silence you before you found your voice. But now, your voice is rising. Heaven has touched your tongue, and every word you speak will now carry weight. Not just words of healing for yourself, but for others too. You are stepping into spiritual leadership. You may not have seen yourself that way before, but the battles you fought have built you. They've made your faith unshakable. You didn't just survive, you grew. The fire that touched your name did not burn you. It shaped you. And now, people will be drawn to your story. They will want to know how you made it. And when they ask, you will not speak from pain. You will speak from power. Type I speak with power to get blessing 4301. You will begin to attract peace. People will feel safe around you. That's the sign of deliverance. Where there was once chaos, there will now be calm. Where there was once attack, there will now be alignment. You are walking in a grace that cannot be copied. It is not loud. It is holy. And the same atmosphere that once felt heavy will now feel sacred when you walk in. That is what happens when curses are reversed. The woman who used witchcraft may try to speak again, but her words will fall to the ground. They will carry no power, because God has now shut her access. Your spirit is guarded. Your home is protected. Your bloodline is sealed. Even her whispers cannot pierce your shield. What you once sent freely now faces divine resistance. Heaven has blocked her path to you. To ever. Type I am spiritually sealed to get blessing 4444. This protection is not just for you. It's for your family, your children, your future generations. The curse that tried to move through bloodlines is now cut off. It stops with you. You are the break in the chain. You are the change. What once repeated in your family, pain, struggle, loss, will now be replaced with blessings, wisdom, and joy. Because God never just protects a person. He protects a legacy. Look around your life. You'll begin to see signs that the shift is real. You'll notice more rest in your body, new ideas in your mind, peace in your conversations. The enemy cannot fake this. The blessing is real. The transformation is real. And the name she tried to curse is now blowing in heaven. Your name carries light now. And everywhere it is spoken, it releases glory. Type my legacy is protected to get blessing 4571. Heaven is not just watching you. It is walking with you. You will feel it when you pray. You'll sense it when you sleep. You'll know it when you make decisions. That's not your imagination. That's the presence of angels. That's the nearness of God. What once felt silent will now feel close, because heaven is no longer just fighting for you. It's walking beside you. Your walk has changed. You are no longer wounded. You are now a warrior. And the enemy knows it. That's why she's silent. That's why the darkness has stepped back. Not because you were loud, but because you were chosen. And now, everything she tried to use to break you, God is turning into the reason you shine. Type God walks with me to get blessing 4686. You may not see it yet, but everything around you is changing. The air feels different. Your spirit feels calmer. That's because what was once pressing down on you hath been lifted. The curse that tried to shadow your future has been removed. It cannot return. Heaven has made it final. God didn't just remove the attack. He erased the root. And when the root is gone, the fruit of darkness can't grow anymore. This shift will begin to show in every part of your life. Even the places you forgot to pray about. Relationships will begin to heal. Conversations will feel warmer. People will notice your glow. It's not just a feeling. It's freedom. You've walked through the fire and come out pure. You've been carried by angels, even when you didn't feel strong. And now, you're standing in a place of divine clarity. Type I am walking in freedom to get blessing 6846. You'll begin to notice divine reversals. What was once painful will bring peace. The very people who once turned from you may now come seeking your help. But don't worry. You'll know who to embrace and who to release. God will guide your spirit with gentle warnings and quiet peace. You don't have to be afraid. You won't be fooled again. Your discernment is stronger now, because your spirit has been cleaned and made sensitive to truth. The woman who cursed you thought she had power, but she underestimated the covering on your life. She didn't know who your God is. He thought you were weak because you were quiet. But your silence was not defeat. It was strength. It was spiritual listening. And now that you've heard from heaven, nothing she says will matter. Her laugh is silenced. Her spell is broken. Her voice no longer echoes in your life. Taught my spirit is clean to get blessing 6922. This is your reward moment. God is going to surprise you with peace you didn't expect, with favor that doesn't make sense, with people who love you without reason. It's the kind of blessing that shows others you've been touched by heaven. The curse was loud, but your blessing will be louder. Not with noise, but with results. You'll start living like the storm never touched you. But remember, the goal is not revenge. It's revival. Don't waste your time looking back. Don't fight old battles. Don't chase down explanations. Let God be your justice. Let peace be your answer. The more you rise, the more you will see it wasn't about them. It was about Him shaping you, teaching you, anointing you, and setting you apart. Type I live in revival to get blessing 7044. The fire the enemy sent has become your fuel. The pain that tried to bury you has pushed you into your purpose. That's the power of God. He turns weapons into wisdom. He takes attacks and makes them altars. You'll worship differently now. You'll speak with more boldness. You'll smile without fear, because you've seen what God can do when no one else could help. You've seen what heaven does when curses try to destroy His child. And now you're almost to the end. This journey has stretched you, but it has also crowned you. The curse is behind you. The blessing is ahead. And all that's left is for you to keep walking. Keep believing. Keep glowing. Because your name has been spoken in glory. And the fire around you is no longer for battle, it's for brilliance. Type I'm crowned by heaven to get blessing 7177. This is the final part of the message, but it's only the beginning of your new life. You are not the same person who started this journey. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are not weak. You are healed. You are protected. You are whole. What tried to destroy you has only proved how strong you really are. And now, your life will become a testimony of divine rescue. Archangel Michael saw what others couldn't see. He heard your name spoken in the wrong spirit, and he responded with heaven's authority. He didn't just stop the curse, he shifted your path. The woman who laughed while using dark power didn't expect you to make it this far. But here you are, standing, glowing, anointed, unshaken. This is your victory. This is your moment, and it will not be taken from you. Let today be the line between who you were and who you're becoming. Let this message be your marker. You didn't scroll away. You didn't stay silent. You opened the door, and heaven rushed in. From this point forward, you carry something different. You walk in a new oil. You live with deeper wisdom. And every place your name goes now will feel the echo of God's presence. Type I'm chosen forever to get blessing 9488. If this message blessed you, then don't let it stop with you. You've just walked through a fire that others are still trapped inside. When you give, whether through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you're helping release this same word to someone else on the edge of giving up. You're sowing light into places where curses are still whispering. God says in Malachi 3:10, "Bring the whole tithe and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven." That promise is living right now. Your seed carries fire. It carries freedom. It sends this prophetic word into the hands that need it most. And I declare, as you give, may every curse be turned to favor, every delay to acceleration, and every seed into rivers of return. Don't hold back. Release the light. Let your giving speak louder than the enemy ever could.